Welcome to Talk Tonic with Tyler. Today I'm sitting down with Till Freier from Korona POS. I'm especially excited to have him here with me today because Till's from Germany and maybe he'll speak some German for me. Till, what's your name in German?
It is still Till.
I told you he may speak some German today, and he did. Till's not uncommon. It is still in this industry, so you were born for the industry, but were you born into the industry or did you find it?
I was kind of born into it. My father started the business in '94. I mean, by the time I was around already, but that's how I got started in the industry.
Korona Point of Sale is a new name to me. How long has it been in the market?
It actually started in 2000 over in Germany. So that's when we had our first version of Korona Point of Sale. Back then, we did a lot of custom development for custom needs for enterprise customers. Once we kind of understood the market, we reinvented our product and we knew where the product needed to be and where it needed to go and redeveloped it on better architecture and with the goal and the target in mind.
With a target in mind, it sounds like you knew exactly what you were after then. What was the target?
Every business is different, so a point of sale product needs to be very customizable in a sense, right? The product needs to adapt to the end user, to the business, and needs to assist the business, right? Which we follow that philosophy that a product needs to adapt to your business and not the other way around, right? That was our initial motto that we followed, our philosophy, right? The product, you shouldn't change for the product should change for you. That's the philosophy we followed. I mean, the product is highly customizable and works really, really well for large enterprises. And then we focused on making it simple and accessible enough to where you can have an enterprise level solution in a small and medium-sized business.
Large enterprises are different need than small, medium-sized business. Does Korona Point of Sale work for small, medium businesses, obviously, as well as enterprise?
Absolutely, and that's ultimately what we tried to do and what we accomplished. Essentially, what we did was taking an enterprise product and making it accessible and usable for a small and medium-sized business. So the key advantage there is that a business can grow with the product and doesn't outgrow the product. Our largest customer is 4,500 locations. That is substantially bigger than most customers that we have.
4,500? 4,500.
It's a large number, yes.
Yeah, it's a large number. Did they have a lot of custom needs for 4,500?
Yes, and that is key of our solution. So we are very, very customizable, right? So there's a lot of feature needs, integration needs, and we have open APIs for basically all parts of our product, which allow to build in and add on any solutions that an enterprise client might need.
With 4,500 sites, the amount of function feature requirements must be insane. How does the product work when it drills down to a small, medium-sized business?
Surprisingly enough, it is exactly the same product, right? And the product is just that scalable, right? Obviously, there are additional things that are built on, integrated, added on for a large customer like that. But essentially, our small and medium-sized customers here in the United States use the exact same software.
I imagine it's hard to manage a Europe side and a US side. How do you manage that?
So I have the benefit that the European side was run by my father and we're very much in sync, aligned on the vision and where the product is going. So that really helps. That makes things a lot easier for us and any company that has that sort of structure, right? I was personally very invested also in entering the US market. In 2012, we released our cloud-based back office, which we now call Korona Studio. At the time, the European market wasn't quite ready for that. So we took a chance and introduced the product to the US market that was a bit more receptive.
Had you ever lived in the US before?
No.
So your true motive to go into the US was Korona Point of Sale?
That is correct.
So you moved away from your family, your dad,
correct,
to launch this product. What was your personal motives? Was it your father's idea to say, hey, you go see what you can do, or was it your idea?
I was very invested into the product and moving the product to the cloud. So I saw the opportunity. It sounded really exciting. So I really wanted to do it.
How has it been moving to the United States? You're in Vegas, right?
Correct, yes.
That's an interesting choice to land if you're just trying to move to the States, because that's kind of a big melting pot of a good time.
Oh, yeah. But I always tell people behind the strip, there's a normal city. There's people with normal lives. So Vegas isn't always as crazy as people make it seem.
What'd your dad say when you said, I'm choosing Vegas?
Well, we were very open to where to go, right? But Vegas made sense in a lot of ways. We have a lot of trade shows there. It's easy to travel to. We just started there and didn't necessarily plan to stay there, but it worked out. 12 years later, we're still there.
Point of sale and payments have really intersected. What's Korona's position on payments?
So we definitely want to stay agnostic and independent. We think it's really important for our customers and our partners to have options and choices. And that actually goes beyond payments. We want to be as open and accessible as possible for any third party to integrate to us, to work with us, to use us as a platform, and to develop niche solutions that don't have a huge customer base, but it's still worth developing because they don't have to do all the heavy lifting of building a complete point of sale from scratch. It actually goes beyond that. We also have open APIs that allow integrations of external systems or other payment services that they need in addition, which ultimately helps retailers succeed.
Till, it's not every day that I sit down with someone, a CEO that is younger than me. Technically, as Tyler Young, I'm still the younger person technically, because I'm going to be young forever. But you are younger than me, and you are taking on retail, which is no small thing to accomplish because the needs are just so big. It's a family business, but you still chose to be here. You chose to move to the US. Why?
Well, for one, it's an exciting market, right? And in the US in particular, in retail and other industries, you see a lot of people trying things that are unique. They have more demand, more need for forward thinking, new solutions, new features, solving problems. And retail in particular has a lot of problems that can be solved, right? Moving the needle in retail with improvements, it's really noticeable. You optimize your business, whether it comes to inventory management, transaction speed, loyalty, running the right reports, understanding what sells, what doesn't sell, and why does it sell, really moves the needle for a retail business. And you can see results. And to me, that is very, very exciting.
That's fantastic. You enjoy the success of others. Well, I think I just
Yes,
heard.
in a way. So I always like to say we are successful if our customers are.
Tell me about a time, you mentioned you were really into the product when you were in Europe. Were you in sales, marketing, operations? What area did you work in there?
So my background is actually software development. That's where I started, and that's why I'm so deeply passionate about the product. I worked on it hands-on. I was involved when we started it, and to the day, I know a lot about the product and code. I love the relationships we have with our developers. I'm passionate about this product.
So you were a programmer in Europe working on the code who decided you were going to take on every aspect of business in the States as a CEO, from service, sales, support.
Yeah, one key difference there is most programmers or developers, right, they don't have a lot of interaction with end users, which is always a problem, right? That's why you need like a product owner, someone who understands the end user's needs and also can relay that to developers. And as a developer, I found it fascinating to really see your own product, things you built, see end users use it and benefit from it. When I very first started, right, it was on the point of sale, right? I started my very first project with the company was like working on the receipt preview, right? So where you can like move the receipt like on
A scrolling bar?
Not even scrolling bar, but scrolling the receipt by touching it. That was right after the first iPhone came out. So that concept of touching something and moving it up or down didn't exist really at the time. Yet we already had touchscreen registers. So we were like, this is a nice concept. So we can apply this to at point of sale. Why not? You know, it works well for consumers, and it will work well for cashiers.
So to this day, you probably see a lot of people scrolling on the system.
Yeah, I still notice that, and sometimes I think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. When you decided to take on more and engage in selling the product, what was your initial goal when you came to the States?
So we wanted to find partners and first get our feet wet, right, and really find users that we can help. And that was the first challenge we had, right? So to identify in what market segments, where can we actually help consumers, where we can help our partners. What wasn't necessarily easy because the markets are quite different, right? The needs of users were different, and what partners were looking for in a product was very different. And it took us a while to adapt to that, to adjust to that. But once we did, it was a great success.
We're sitting here at Inspire in San Juan for this interview. So let's talk about that event hosted by RSPA. What has the experience been like for you so far?
I would say this is an awesome conference. It is definitely more relaxed than any other conference, right? And it's at a beautiful location, right? We're right by the beach.
What are you gaining from being here, relaxed and by the beach when it's a business conference? How is it beneficial?
So I love the concept. First of all, there's no products, there's no trade show. So you really just get to engage with other people. It's also a lot smaller than a typical conference, which means it feels more personal, right? And we get to talk about problems and solutions within all of our businesses. And so it's not just about making new connections, new partnerships. We also get to talk about our business and how we all can make it better.
I have found that Inspire has indeed inspired me. When I go to a normal conference, I'm leaving everything on the table to grow the business through networking and interaction. And at Inspire, it really gave me the feeling that I can sit back, relax in my chair, talk to people who are facing the same challenges that I'm facing, and how we're just responding to the market, as well as this little personal side. You know, you and I got to go snorkeling together, and I feel energized. Do you feel energized from being at Inspire? Because it's a half-day event and then half-day of relaxing.
Correct. Yeah, and I think that's a great benefit, right? Because there's nothing quite like building a business relationship when you swim in the ocean together, right? And we still got to talk a little bit about our business. And I kind of would compare it as a regular trade show or conference you go to grow your business, right? And here it's more like you work on improving your business.
That's well said. I feel like the sessions that we've been able to have feel exactly like that, that I'm here working on how to improve my business, not working on what new products should I pick up or what solution I need to fill back at home and going to an event to find something. I feel like when I'm at Inspire, I'm talking to my peers, we're sharing about problems in the industry, trends, how we're all responding to them, and that there's actual working sessions with hundreds of people in the same room giving feedback, and I find that to be extremely unique. I don't think I've ever been to a conference like Inspire.
Yeah, that is true. And I also love that people are really comfortable sharing their stories and asking questions. Typically, people don't feel quite comfortable asking questions about, business because
like sales compensation.
Yes,
like the two people sitting up here telling us about their sales compensation details.
Correct. That's not something you would typically share, but here people do, and it's really appreciated.
Yeah. So I'll see you at Carousel.
Oh yes, I'll definitely be there.
Till, I have only known you for a short period of time, but I have been impressed with your accomplishments, your approach to business, and your drive to succeed with Korona, not just here in the States, but in the world. It's not often I'm sitting down with someone that is younger than me taking on such a challenge. I love seeing that. I hope to see more of that into the future. I hope you and I can inspire others to take on point of sale, take on payments, get into this space, because there's room for more people and you can actually have a pretty fun journey doing it. If you are considering a retail product, why not try a Korona? Thank you, Till, for sitting down with me. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.